Welcome back to our series on genetics. As we discovered in previous lessons, our DNA doesn't determine everything about us. There are many environmental factors that also play a crucial role in shaping who we are. But how do researchers figure out what aspects of our behavior are influenced by genetics? They use a powerful tool called comparative analysis. By studying genetically similar individuals, like full siblings who share about 50% of their DNA, scientists can unravel how our genes influence our behavior to some extent. But there is an even more intriguing group of participants in genetic research. Meet the identical twins, also known as monozygotic twins. These siblings are unique because they share exactly the same DNA. This happens when a single fertilized egg splits into two. Take a moment to consider how studying identical twins might help scientists learn about genetics. Why might they be more valuable for research than non-identical twins? Unlike dizygotic twins, who come from two different fertilized eggs and share no more DNA than regular siblings, monozygotic twins are perfect natural clones. This makes them invaluable in studying the impact of environmental factors on genetically identical individuals. In our journey through genetics, we've seen how our environment and DNA interplay. But how do scientists quantify the influence of genetics on our traits? Let's delve into the fascinating world of heritability and concordance rates. Heritability measures the extent to which genetic differences contribute to differences in a trait among individuals in a population. For instance, consider the range of heights in a group of people. Heritability helps us understand how much of this variation is due to their genetics. Pause the video and guess. Which of these traits do you think has the highest heritability? Is it height, eye color, or intelligence? In most studies, eye color is found to have one of the highest heritabilities among common traits. This is because eye color is primarily determined by the genetics inherited from one's parents, with very little environmental influence affecting it. In comparison, traits like height and intelligence, while also highly heritable, are influenced more significantly by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Concordance rates, on the other hand, tell us the extent to which a trait is shared between individuals, often used in twin studies. If a trait like having brown hair or being anxious is common in both twins, the concordance rate is high, indicating a possible genetic influence. Previously, scientists thought differences between monozygotic twins were mostly due to environmental factors. However, advances in epigenetics have shown that the story is more complex. Consider how environmental factors could change the expression of genes in twins. Why might one twin exhibit a trait like anxiety more than the other? One twin might exhibit a trait like anxiety more than the other due to differences in environmental experiences and exposures, despite their identical genetic makeup. For example, if one twin encounters more stressful life events, such as trauma or significant life changes, it could trigger or exacerbate anxiety. Additionally, subtle differences in upbringing, like variations in parental attention, social interactions, or even diet, can influence how genes related to anxiety are expressed. These environmental factors interact with genetic predispositions to affect the manifestation of traits like anxiety differently in each twin. Understanding heritability and concordance rates is crucial in genetics. It helps us appreciate not only the power of our genes, but also the significant role our environment plays in shaping who we are. In our ongoing exploration of genetics, let's highlight a landmark study that changed our understanding of how traits are inherited. In 2015, a comprehensive meta-analysis by Polderman and colleagues reviewed half a century of twin studies examining the heritability of various traits. This massive study found that on average 49% of traits are heritable. This means nearly half of the differences in traits like height and intelligence among people can be traced back to their genes. Pause the video to reflect on this question and discuss with a classmate, or write down your thoughts. To calculate heritability, researchers use a formula that considers the differences between monozygotic, identical, and dizygotic fraternal twins. For instance, height is notably high in heritability at 78%, indicating genetics plays a major role in how tall we grow. Genetics often assume that twins raised together experience similar events, a concept known as the equal environment assumption, or EEA. This assumption helps isolate genetic factors by minimizing environmental differences in their analysis. However, this assumption has its critics. Some argue that twins can experience different environments which might affect traits like stress levels or behavior. Research like Dr. Litva's has shown that while there are environmental differences, they don't always significantly alter the outcomes of genetic studies. As we see, genetic research is intricate, with many layers of complexity. While heritability gives us valuable insights, it's not the full story. It's essential to consider both genetic and environmental factors when studying human traits. Depression is a widespread condition affecting millions each year. Understanding its causes is crucial in developing effective treatments. Recent studies, like the one by Palderman in 2015, indicate that about 37% of depression's variability can be attributed to genetics. This means genetics play a significant role, but is not the sole cause of depression. Take a moment to think about this before we reveal the answer. If we consider that the heritability of depression from the studies mentioned is estimated around 28% to 37%, this implies that the remainder, which would be 63% to 72%, of the variance in depression can be attributed to environmental factors. These factors include elements such as life events, upbringing, social support, and stress, which all play significant roles in the development of depression. Expanding our understanding, the Fernandez-Pujol study examined a large family-based population, finding that the heritability of depression is about 28% after controlling for environmental factors like income and marital status. This demonstrates how crucial it is to consider both genetic and environmental factors when studying depression. For instance, the Caspi study in 2003 highlighted that life events significantly impact depression, interacting with genetic predispositions. Think about this. Have you or someone you know experienced significant life events that might have influenced mental health? How do you think genetics and environment interact in these situations? While there is no single depression gene, understanding the genetic components helps us better grasp the complex nature of this disorder. It's a blend of our genes and our experiences that shapes our mental health. As we close our journey today through the intricate landscape of genetics and mental health, remember that our understanding of these topics is always evolving. The interplay between our genes and the environment creates a complex tapestry that shapes our health and our lives. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep learning.